Hello everyone, in this video, I'll be translating and summarizing the latest Urdu broadcast by Moeed Pirzada to make it accessible for our English-speaking audience. Let's go through the key developments and insights in Moeed Pirzada's words. At this moment, it seems to me that Bilawal Zardari is about to be selected for an important role by Pakistan's military establishment, specifically GHQ. This role could be that of Foreign Minister or even Prime Minister, and it's necessary for Pakistan's current establishment. There may be some structural changes in Pakistan's current setup, which includes PMLN and PPP, leading to a realignment where once again Chaudhry Nizamuddin may be required. But before going into this thesis and analysis, let me quickly present some international and regional developments related to Pakistan. Some people say that I should mention the main thing first, but I think the international developments I'm discussing are very important for my viewers, and many people appreciate them. This is important because more than 50 to 55% of people do not watch the entire video. So if someone is only interested in Bilawal's thesis, they can fast forward to that part. However, let me place these international and regional developments in front of you. First, look at the announcement made by Imran Khan regarding protests and demonstrations after the 10th of Muharram. My understanding is that the 10th of Muharram ended on July 6th, and 2 days ago, Junaid Akbar, the chief organizer of Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, issued a 3-minute video which you can watch on the official YouTube channel of PTI. In this video, Junaid Akbar said that we will definitely protest as per Imran Khan's command. Protests will be held in all provincial centres and major cities at multiple levels. These could include public gatherings, processions and rallies. We expect our MPAs and MNAs to participate. Let's not focus on who leads the rally, as at any time, any leader can lead it. However, there is a slight insecurity in their tone, as they don't have complete confidence that the current leaders, the MPAs and MNAs, will lead this protest. Junaid Akbar's video has been available for the last 2 days. However, in the past 24 hours, if I show you a screenshot, you will see that there are no new videos or claims from any of the senior leaders of PTI, like Omar Ayub, Shibli Faraz, or Salman Akram Raja regarding the protest. There has been no fresh video or statement regarding this protest. Now let me provide a reason for this. The American investigative journalist agency Dropsite, which you might be familiar with due to Brian Grimm and Murtaza Hussain, published a story a couple of days ago. This story claimed that 2 prominent members of PTI's social media team, Junaid Jahangir and Salman Raza, were very active in 2022, but quietly left Pakistan and went to Dubai. They were last seen in 2024. After which they disappeared. When the offices of PTI in Islamabad were raided, both of them went missing. After much effort, it was found that they were taken by the UAE's state security agency, the SSA. Initially, they had no contact, but later they were able to communicate by phone. However, the communication was eventually cut off. Their families also came to look for them, but were not given any legal reason for their detention. The UAE authorities say that any access to them can only be made through Pakistan's consulates. However, Pakistan's consulate has not cooperated in this regard, and no legal assistance has been provided. The whole situation can be seen in Dropsite's report that I'm sharing with you. This paints a picture of the fear and harassment that PTI's social media activists and leaders are facing. Now, moving to another development, the Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu has arrived in Washington. He left on Sunday, and on Monday he had a meeting with US President Donald Trump regarding peace in Gaza. Netanyahu has expressed hope that this time Trump's peace formula will succeed. However, according to the Times of Israel, Netanyahu's meeting will be difficult despite the significant cooperation between the US and Israel on Iran. In fact, protests are being organized in Washington and New York against Netanyahu's visit, with both Israelis and Jews demanding a ceasefire in Gaza, the provision of aid to the people there, and the release of hostages. Interestingly, these protests are organized by left-of-center Jewish and Israeli communities. Meanwhile, a new development in the US is that Elon Musk, who had previously threatened to launch a New America Party if the big and beautiful bill was passed by Congress, officially launched the party on July 5th. He conducted a survey on Twitter where nearly 1.3 million people participated, and 65% of people believe that a new political party is needed in the US. Elon Musk is planning a well-calculated approach to target a few Senate and House seats in the 2026 midterm elections to make a sharp impact. In a related discussion, Grok, an AI-driven site created by Musk, analysed that this party's formation could hurt Donald Trump and the Republicans, but ultimately benefit the US establishment and the Democrats in 2026. There is also a lot of discussion around this new party, with debates over its potential impact. Finally, the BRICS summit, which has been ongoing since 2009, with China's and Russia's presidents always participating, is facing some issues. Chinese President Xi Jinping is sending a representative instead, and Russian President Vladimir Putin might attend via video link due to security concerns. There's a lot of debate around the fact that new members like Egypt, Iran, the UAE, Saudi Arabia and Indonesia have joined BRICS, weakening the original anti-Western ideological agenda of the group. They went against their will, or at that time they did not think about it, but a different Guardian has claimed from very informed sources that this is the real reason why members are not coming into it. In the past 24 hours, there has been a tragedy in Central Texas, USA, that makes me feel that we should forgive the governments of India, Pakistan and Bangladesh a little bit, the criticism we throw at them when natural disasters occur there. When you see that at this time confirmed deaths are 67, almost everyone is saying 70 deaths in just 24 hours in a rich state like Texas. When suddenly a cloud burst occurred, a very heavy rain, which was not expected. According to weather forecasting, the National Weather Service and atmospheric predictions, they all predicted rain. But no one had any idea that the river Guadalupe, also called Spanish Guadalupe, would suddenly increase from a 7-foot level to about 30 feet, meaning it would rise drastically. And in just 45 minutes, a sudden increase of 21 to 23 feet occurred. It overflowed from its banks, and a camp, Mystic Camp, where campers had come from all over America and Texas, became the principal victim. Besides that, there were young girls from all over America, likely from many states, children of wealthy families who had paid around $8,000 to $10,000 for a summer camp. Among them, 27 girls, all young girls aged 13 to 14, are still missing. And if these girls are presumed dead, the death figure could easily go above 90 or even 100. Why is this happening? Why are these things happening? This is happening because of climate change, something that Donald Trump and his party, especially Donald Trump, refuse to acknowledge. But these massive cloud bursts and sudden rains, this change in weather, is all due to climate change. And at this moment, there is a lot of secrecy around it. Now, let's move to the developments in Pakistan and Bilawal Zardari's role, and why I believe Bilawal Zardari is emerging as the new civilian acceptable face of Pakistan's establishment, particularly the GHQ. This is not new, but I believe the stage has come where we will soon see changes in this system and the structure of the current government. Right now, the Prime Minister is from the Pakistan Muslim League Nawaz, and the President, Asif Ali Zardari, is from the Pakistan People's Party. It is possible that in the near future the Prime Minister could come from the Pakistan People's Party and the President could come from the Pakistan Muslim League Nawaz. Who will the President be? Could it be Nawaz Sharif? I cannot say anything about that. However, a number of Pakistani journalists over the past few days have been claiming in insider stories that a change regarding the presidency is coming very soon. So it's possible there will be a change in the Prime Minister or Foreign Minister position as well. What I rely on for this is the interview Bilawal Zardari gave to Srinivasan Jain for Al Jazeera. Srinivasan Jain is a very respected journalist from India, known for his work with NDTV as an anchor and managing editor. He's also an author. He's well known and respected, especially in Indian journalism. Bilawal demonstrated in this interview that he could outclass anyone in English interviews. This is something the Pakistani establishment needs. When Bilawal went to Goa, India, he gave an interview to Rajdeep Sardesai, another respected figure in Indian journalism, and it was clear that Bilawal outsmarted him. I have watched this interview very carefully twice. Bilawal's aggressive positioning and his command of English, especially his Oxford English, helped him present himself flexibly and maneuver in a way that was needed. The establishment's primary need is to have a spokesman who is presentable, good-looking, and speaks English very well. Bilawal also reduced his weight, which some people say was due to some medication or whatever, but he looks smarter now and speaks excellent English. These are the basic requirements of the establishment in Pakistan. They need someone who doesn't have his own opinions, but can express theirs. You can see that 50 years ago, Zulfikar Ali Bhutto was the representative spokesman for the establishment of Pakistan, presented to the world in 1971. Later, the establishment flirted with Benazir Bhutto, Nawaz Sharif, Moeen Qureshi, Shaukat Aziz, and even Musharraf, with his own set of figures. Some people argue that Imran Khan was also considered for this role because he is from Oxford, speaks good English, and can present Pakistan's case to the world. Bilawal has credentials and legacy. He speaks the language of the establishment. In this interview with Srinivasan, Bilawal successfully presented Pakistan as a victim of terrorism. This is a core point for the Pakistani establishment. Pakistan is a victim of terrorism. The presence of Khalid Yadav in Pakistan indicates involvement of Indian agencies in Balochistan, and that Pakistan seeks peace. The issues related to jihadism are not created by Pakistan's establishment. They trace back to the 1980s when the West, and the United States specifically, supported jihadism. Bilawal also extended an olive branch in his message. In the final 3 to 4 minutes of the interview, Srinivasan literally asked him a direct question. This may have been prearranged by Al Jazeera, and the question was about what Pakistan could offer India. Bilawal's response pointed towards people like Hafiz Saeed and Maulana Masood Azhar, indicating that these persons of interest could be handed over to India. This is what Sheikh Waqas from Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf openly attacked Bilawal over. And this attack has been widely reproduced in the media in India, which further boosts Bilawal's credibility on the world stage, as it makes the opposition in Pakistan appear irrational. Bilawal, on the other hand, has made a rational argument, so Bilawal's entire presentation here is aimed at positioning him. The question is, why was Bilawal chosen to deliver this message to India and the world? The reason is that there is a possibility of deniability here. Bilawal, in his capacity, stated that if the Information Minister, DGISPR, or Foreign Minister had said the same thing, it would have been seen as a sign of weakness in the Pakistani government, showing their flexibility. But since Bilawal said it, the Indian media interpreted it as an offer from Pakistan to India. Now, India is looking at how to respond. India's demand is clear. They want a verifiable mechanism to confirm that Pakistan has dismantled its terror infrastructure. India demands that people like Hafiz Saeed and Maulana Masood be arrested and handed over for trials. Bilawal beautifully presented this issue by explaining that India's evidence hasn't been sufficient, but if the evidence is provided, Pakistan can hand them over. What does this tell us? This suggests that while there have been threats about dam attacks, in reality, Pakistan's issue lies in the Indus Water Treaty that India is holding back, which has no solution. The real problem is how India can engage in dialogue and address some of its needs. If India's needs are met through a verifiable mechanism, Pakistan may then be able to engage in better negotiations with India with the help of America and China. In conclusion, an interesting analysis was shared with me by a South Asia expert, someone who has been in the US for 30 to 35 years and has strong interactions with both Indian and Pakistani communities. He said that people often fail to understand that the worst relations that the US has had over the past 30 years have been with countries where the US has no military-to-military relationship or institutional ties. Countries like Iran, Iraq, Syria and Cuba, as well as Venezuela, all fall into this category. On the other hand, Pakistan has a strong structural relationship with the US, and the American establishment sees Pakistan as a potential nuisance that can be used strategically to pressure India. In this context, the situation in Pahalgam and the subsequent 4-day conflict can be interpreted. He also mentioned that the Indian establishment has identified the need for the Israeli lobby to counterbalance the Pentagon, CIA and State Department's institutional support for Pakistan, the same support that Pakistan has historically received. As Shaya Mashraki once said, "In slavery, neither swords nor strategies work, but faith in the certainty of one's cause can break chains." That wraps up our translation of Moeed Pirzada's video. I hope this English version helped you understand his message better. Please like, share and subscribe to Awami Lens to help our community grow. Don't forget to leave a comment below and let me know what you thought of this effort.